Yeah, mech days are the worst sometimes, to be honest. Okay, so are we actually done with the Bulbulator? I'll check here. For any upgrades I can have. I have carrots and that sorted out next. I need to plant the peppers. Oh, I don't have cheese yet because I don't have milk yet. It's gonna be later. Did I actually get the Bulbulator? I think I might have actually got... Oh yeah, I did. I actually cleaned up the... Yeah, mech days are... Yeah, there is the Bulbulator 3000, and it's to cleanse toxic fumes. That's what we needed. So let me see. Use water on toxic piles. There's 4 more of them, but the rest of them are on the next map, I believe, which I can see the green gas from here. And I'm gonna need a big Bulbulator for that gas downstairs. Expecting some new seeds here as well. Yeah, there's a pile. There's a pile taken care of. If there was a better way to aim this bloody thing. Down there is a quest, we're gonna deal with that later. Not much later though. Got a bridge part. Some disappearing walls there. Trash over here. I mean, there's trash everywhere. Yeah, it's I know the feeling, Vic. I was also happy. Well, my day wasn't meh. It was just very hectic. So yeah, I'm honestly, it's only Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, I think it's Tuesday. I kind of lost track of days. It's Tuesday, but I really can't wait for end of Thursday when I'm finishing. Also, I'm looking forward to continuing the Dungeon Keeper. I definitely should have played Dungeon Keeper a bit more before I started streaming it. Because it takes me very long to beat the levels, and it's not really that the game is that difficult, but because I don't know how to use the Call to Arms spell properly, so it's difficult to guide the monsters to where they need to go. Eventually I just use Possession. And I seem to remember there was a better way to do that, but I can't remember what it was. For Dungeon Keeper 2 stream, I'm gonna beat it once before actually streaming it, just to remind myself of where all the things are. Yeah, Vic, if you do have the time, use that time. Don't sacrifice yourself for your work. Your work will replace you in a day. I mean, I'm a very conscientious worker, and I really invest myself a lot into my work, even though I just work in customer service. But once that bell rings, doesn't actually, but let's say, rhetorically speaking, that it does, I'm off. I don't care what's happening. I'm done. You get my commitment only during working hours. Well, I'm getting paid for it. Also, after that, speaking of things that are completely unrelated to each other, after the last stream and my rant about War Thunder and World of Tanks, I was thinking maybe I could start playing those things again, because I've mentioned this before. Those are the games I want to love, because they have some of the things I want, but they're also full of things that I hate, so I keep returning to them every so often, hoping it's gonna be different this time. I'm not gonna do better this time. It's not gonna be annoying this time, and of course it is. And then I play a bit, and then I uninstall the game because it annoys me for the same reasons. And they're like, oh, but tanks! I want to play more tanks, and then I install it again and I play it again, and it's the grind. If the game wasn't, both of those games, if they weren't so grindy, I would be much better off. I would rather that they were not free to play, but you know, the normal purchases that you just make, so that they're not so grindy. Decoration. It's the grind that kills me. I never liked the grind. I mean, which is ironic, because in some types of grind really appeal to me, like grinding weapons in Dark Cloud and in the Rogue Galaxy. Rogue Galaxy has 720 weapon combinations, or weapon results from synthesis, and I did, on one save file, I did all 720 of them. And yeah, it was tedious, but at the same time I enjoyed it a lot. Not really the case with War Thunder and World of Tanks, and it's a shame, especially for War Thunder. The reason why I keep coming back to War Thunder is because I see the models in War Thunder are really well done. I mean, they are masterful. They are absolutely gorgeous. And then I see those tech trees with all the vehicles on them, and like, oh, I could unlock this and this and this, and then you start playing, and yeah, all the enthusiasm just washes away, and it's a shame. At least with World of Tanks, when you actually buy premium, it does speed up the grind considerably, but World Tanks has different problems. With War Thunder, premium does absolutely no significant difference. It's barely tangible at all. Oh, I have it installed. We can actually... I'm not even sure if War Thunder has co-op of any kind, if you can make squads in it. I know that you can in World of Tanks. I don't know if you can in War Thunder. But it's another thing we could stream in co-op if you want to. The game that we suck at. Part 1. There we go. Mission complete. Because if I ever do stream a game like War Thunder, it's gonna be the games I suck at. And it's gonna be War Thunder Episode 1. Because I am decent at War Thunder, but I acknowledge my limitations. And just the way that War Thunder is built gameplay-wise, even when you play on an arcade, is... I've talked about it last time, I'm not gonna rehash the same conversation, but essentially there are pieces of gameplay on War Thunder that really bug me. Honestly, War Thunder just because there's more vehicles in it, but World of Warships and World of Tanks have better gameplay, in my opinion. Again, this is my personal opinion. So really, it's up to you. I'll be honest, the reason why I play those games is for the vehicles, because I enjoy the vehicle really a lot. And World of Warships has less vehicles. Well, World of Warships and World of Tanks combined have less vehicles, I think. But they're also very masterfully built. Both games, graphically and from models perspective, you can't fault, and they're both brilliant in that regard. Okay, I got the bridge part, so we can immediately go on this quest. That's a hub, I believe. If we had to choose, I think I would choose War Thunder over World of Warships just for the simple reason that War Thunder I don't have to pay any money for to progress. With a World of Warships, I would need to get a premium for any kind of decent progress. With War Thunder it doesn't matter. But with World of Warships and World of Tanks, it does. After tier 7, which you can reach very quickly, the last 4 tiers take a lot of time, a lot of grind to go through. I think I said it before. If World of Tanks and World of Warships gameplay can be combined with War Thunder extensiveness in terms of vehicle selection, it would be the perfect game for me. There we go, we unlocked a new area. World of Tanks and World of Warships have a very arcadey gameplay. They don't really try to be a simulation, and that works for me. I don't really like simulations that much. I was always the type of player who finds that too much realism impedes gameplay. Some people like that. I don't. I actually like when the games are more arcadey, when they are trying to look realistic, but they're not really pushing it too far. I think when it comes to, well, most of the first-person shooters are okay on that regard. I think that's why I don't enjoy Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov is an excellent game, but because it's so overly realistic, I don't find it enjoyable. Also, I don't like people spawn camping and extraction point camping, so I don't really play it. It's a great game. I can see the potential. I can see, not even potential, I can see what it is. It's a great game. It's just not for me. Can't enjoy it. It's one of the skills that you learn, because I did work as a game reviewer for a while, for about 3 years, and you have to develop an ability to see the potential in a game even if you don't like it. So even if you feel that the game is lacking in certain aspects that would make it enjoyable for you, you still have to be able to see the qualities of the games, which is why I'm always positive about games that I play, and usually just shit on the publishers, because most bad decisions that have been made in games are because of publishers and not developers or the games themselves. Like the Warcraft 3 Reforged. I have nothing against the game concept itself, it's just that it wasn't made properly because it was rushed by the publisher. And it was a bunch of and again, even if that was the case, it's for me what pushed it was that the Blizzard made it unavailable for you to play the original game anymore once the report was out. So removing the choice for me to play the game I already paid for once and want to play. So I usually hate on the publishers and the business practices. The games themselves are usually fine. Even if you have a very crappy game, you will still find people who enjoy it. But that's good. I enjoyed plenty of bad games over the years. I can see that they're bad. I still like them. Some of them work for me. It's kind of surprising because, as I've mentioned before, I'm from Croatia, and Croatia wasn't exactly a country where you could get games easily, legitimately. Piracy was very extended. It still is, to be honest. So the same thing would be happening with magazines and game reviews. You would read about reviews about games, and since you didn't spend any money on it, you wouldn't care because you could just get it for like $2, $2 in Croatian currency. Of course, I'm doing a little bit of conversion there, so it didn't matter to me much if the game was good or bad. And that essentially taught me to enjoy them even when they're bad, because I could get them easily, and most of them anyway. I could learn to appreciate them for what they are. Also, I'm an old gamer. If you ever played Atari 1200 or original Nintendo games, yeah, there were some really, really bad games, but we still played them because we had nothing better. You don't know what a bad game is in its mechanical standpoint until you play a bad port of Mortal Kombat on a console that is effectively weaker than Nintendo, so NES. But try to picture that. It was a bootleg console that was called the Terminator. That was essentially a bootleg version of NES system, which had like 1 million games on it. Of course, it was actually just like 15 games on it, but there were like 1 million versions of it, starting from different levels, and some of them being hacked so that you have unlimited lives and so on. It still exists today. You can still find those. Much more difficult these days because they're really not popular anymore, considering how easy it is to get proper retro consoles. But there were some proper crappy gems on those. If you ever want to, just Google yellow cartridge consoles. Yellow cartridges were a smaller version of NES cartridge. That version doesn't have a battery in itself, so you can't save games. And it was essentially running illegal ROMs or bootleg ROMs. And you could get those games in a flea market by the truckload. They were really cheap. The consoles were cheap. They also broke really easily, and almost never did the second controller survive for very long. It was like a meme that the second controller on every one of those consoles would break in like a week because it was so cheaply made. And I don't know why it was always the second controller and not the first one. I think it was more not to the controller itself but to the port, that the second port was really crappy. And yeah, Google yellow cartridge bootleg consoles. See what I'm talking about. Or even better, Google Polystation, so P-O-L-Y station instead of PlayStation. You're gonna see one of those yellow cartridge bootlegs that were modeled to look like a Sony PlayStation console. clean up this area. So all of the parts for the big build blader are around here in all of this mess. I think I should go back to the farm and do some recycling. Oh yeah, I need to drop off a few things and recycle some others. Back to the farm we go. How about you, Vic? You're from Germany, so consider that a lot of our things came from Germany, imported. Did you have them? I always think that those things were common everywhere, but then I learned that that isn't actually the case, and people are like, what are you talking about? What? What yellow cartridges? What are you... Bootleg consoles? Yellow cartridge consoles. Essentially NES bootlegs. Okay, I'm gonna spend some time here recycling. Oh, we got some stuff there. Let me drop off a few items. Oh, that surprises me. I thought that they were omnipresent. But then again, it wasn't a thing everywhere. It was a thing in Croatia because legislation in Croatia didn't really care about bootlegs, so you could sell whatever the hell you wanted, as long as it wasn't dangerous, that is. Pepper seeds. I say as long as it wasn't dangerous, but there were some dangerous things also being sold. That's a story for another day. Yeah, well, a genuine NES was expensive as hell in Croatia. Nobody could afford that. Or if they could, you would wonder where did they get the money from, because things like that were really expensive in Croatia, especially after the war. Think of it this way, when the original PlayStation came out in 1995, back then, we already had the currency that's called kuna, which in translate as weasel. It took 16 or 1700 kunas to get a PlayStation 1. The average paycheck at the time was like 4,000. So essentially 1/3 of your paycheck had to be sacrificed in order to get that. And if you were on a single income household, yeah, you weren't getting that. So having an original PlayStation, that was a thing. So whoever had that at the time, yeah. I didn't get mine until 1997 or 1996 when the price dropped a little. Well, no, I'm actually lying. The price didn't drop. I just got mine used. And I didn't get it, my parents did. I was too young. But yeah, it was... the price didn't drop significantly, but we got the console from... it wasn't a game store, it was a video store. Younger among my viewers will probably not have an idea what a video store is. Essentially, you went to there to rent videos, and you could rent PlayStations, and you can even play PlayStations like in an arcade. We didn't actually have an arcade, but we had a place where you could go and play PlayStations, which was wonderful. You could pay like an equivalent to like $1 and play PlayStation games for an hour. Which I know sounds horrible, but for us at the time was better than nothing, so to speak. And one of these video stores was closing down, and they were selling all their inventory. Among them were like 5 PlayStation 1s, and because they were used heavily, because they were being played every single day by tons of kids, me included, we got them at a very good price. if that wasn't the case, I probably wouldn't have had a PlayStation 1 until like 1999, maybe even 2000, so just a year before the PlayStation 2 came out. I got my PS2 in 2003, so 2 years after it got released. It was one of the first things I bought myself with my own money. And earning that money was not fun in a small town in Croatia. You ever seen those old movies where the kid goes to work over the summer on a farm or in a field or something? Yeah, well, that was what happened. Worked for 2 months in a cornfield to get the money for the PS2. And it still wasn't enough. My parents, again, poked up some extra cash for it. By the time I got my PS2, they already had the Slim edition. So I had mine, I still have it, and it still works because I take good care of my electronics. It's a Slim Silver PS2. I need to clean it up one of these days. It's currently in my drawer because I have no room to put it anywhere. But I do wanna service it, clean it, and put it on some kind of a shelf or something. But that's one thing I'm trying to plan out, essentially. I have a bunch of electronics that are currently just sitting in a drawer because I have no room for them. So what I would like to do is I would like to get a shelf or something like a commode or something that would hold all my consoles, because I have all the PlayStation except for the PlayStation 5, and I would like to all of that to be in one place, as well as some of my other electronics. Also recycling most of this stuff because it's generally not necessary to have that much. Just cluttering my... Can I recycle the batteries? I don't think so, but no, I can't. Only general resources. I wish you could sell things! I have a bunch of batteries I don't need, nor will I ever need them. I'm gonna harvest and replant. There's some extra hats, but I don't have the animals to put that on them. So we have mayo, we have honey. I still need to, and we have the jam makers here. Now what do we need for... I know that we need carrots, and did I plant peppers? I did not plant peppers. Also, this is not done yet. Let's sleep for a day. Get everything harvested at once. Oh, I forgot that my room has been extended. So this is what happens when you extend your rooms from the quest by the architect. Recipe. I think I got some wallpapers there. Okay, so this needs to be extended. That's as far as it goes for now. I think I'm just gonna make another box and put the stuff in. Oh, the FPS doesn't like the sprinklers working at the same time. I don't much. Right, so let's pick up all the stuffs. Then we're gonna visit all the shops. I think I already got everything that I can get with these particular ingredients. at least with the stores that are currently available.